And Tim, you want defensive linemen. You want them badly, about as bad as anything except offensive linemen, I think. And you got a pretty good one coming in committed this week.
Yeah, Hayden Lowe is one of the better pass rushers, one of the top edge rushers you're going to find in the country. He's got a great first step, really athletic, really good bend, just an athlete. And big thing for you Trojan fans that want to hear, he's from California. A lot of the guys we've been getting have been out of state. This is one of the top players in California, not only in the country, but in California as well. And it gives USC yet another really talented, athletic, strong 6 foot. That you see him from 6'4", 6'5", 240 range, 255 range. So the guy plays the part. He's built like a guy on the edge that's going to be able to be successful in this defense. Someone that Sean Nua can really mold. Going to come down to a very deep room as well. So USC is stacking up on the outside, still waiting on the commitments on the inside to add. I believe we will be adding a couple more on the inside.
What's notable, a number of things are, but what stood out to me reading what Hayden Lowe said about his journey to USC, committing to the Trojans, he said, it's Coach Henny, woof, woof. The dog work paying off. Like he said, Coach Henderson certainly made a difference in this recruitment. And the other thing that jumps off the page about what Hayden Lowe said about USC, he said, they have grit. They're different now. He really addressed that head on, that this is not the same program. This is not Alex Grinch, Dante Williams, tissue soft, get out of here, weak sauce. This is, there's some real elbow grease here. There's some blue collar muscle here. There's a commitment to being physical here. So like Hayden Lowe is buying what USC's selling. And so it's a real connection. And I think, if we're to try and draw some broader conclusions from all of this, gentlemen, and for everyone watching here at the Voice of College Football, I just think that with transfer portal prospects, they want to go somewhere, not just where they can be developed, but also where, like, if they're going to transfer somewhere for their senior season, they want to see if they can win a national championship, get to the playoff, at least like compete in a quarterfinal, semifinal. And with new incoming recruits getting in the door, I think there's more of a sense of, hey, I want Coach Henny to develop me the whole way at USC, or at least I certainly want Coach Henny to develop me on the ground floor starting up. I think there's a clear difference between transfer portal and recruits.
Were there any other further points to go on that? Where were we?
I did. I had something to add about Hayden Lowe, but after about 55 minutes, it's long gone now. Just a strong pickup. I mean, if you look at, like we always talk about, it's not about what number they are, where that you look at his film, you look at his tape, you can see this kid's an absolute animal. That defensive end room is just becoming first off, let's wait till December because it is recruiting, and then let's wait till after spring because, well, it's NIL. But more and more that defensive end position is starting to look really, really amazing at USC. And I mean, I'm excited what I'm seeing from Hayden Lowe.
I think the other point to talk about in terms of recruiting, and I stress, I'm not a recruiting guru or expert. I do not do deep dives into the recruiting part of the football industry. It hasn't been my specialty, and I don't make enough money at Trojans Wire to justify, losing myself in a recruiting rabbit hole. But I know enough about this sport to say that one of the really interesting modern plot points in recruiting is, and a lot of people raise this in the chat, or why aren't we seeing a flood of commitments? And as though why aren't guys making these decisions right after their official visits to USC? As we've seen with Julian Lewis, I'm not worried about him, defecting, flipping, but he wants to see other parts of the country, meet other coaching staffs, visit other programs. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing illegal about it. If these guys want to be wined and dined and courted, that's part of the fun of this. It's just like a touring America. It's getting in touch with other coaches and their styles. There's no harm in it. They want to just see what everything is like. They want to get everything on this pigskin poo-poo platter, if you will. Sample all the hors d'oeuvres before they make their commitment. And so I don't see any kind of crisis. I don't see any cause for alarm. Like, these guys are going to visit other places. Like, that's how it works these days. I don't think it represents that they're hedging or are backtracking in terms of what they want. They just want to see the landscape, and that is how the game goes today. And I think the main thing is, where are we at the end of June? Where are we at the beginning of July? All these kids are having their visits with all these different programs. We can just wait until the smoke settles. I don't think there's any cause for unique concern at this point.
I think that this is you were talking about, this is the new landscape, Matt. And I think more of there's money. I'm just going to flat out say it. And if you want, it's just like floating rumors, about coaches looking here and there. And what do you know? They got a raise again, they get another raise. I think this is just another way to, I don't know. I have no idea what Julian Lewis is doing. But when I see things like this, I see this as just, okay, hey, I don't see a ring on my finger, figuratively, right? It's like, we're still dating, let's see where this thing goes. And, I think get used to it, guys, because the days of having your 5-star quarterback commit in like January and then recruit your class for the whole year, those days might be over. But if they could on the flip side of that is, if they could lock down Julian Lewis and he shuts it down, says, here's SC, as much as you can shut down recruitment these days, and says, look, this is it. I think you're going to see, I'm sure a lot of these receivers, because he has been behind the scenes, apparently. He's talked about the fact that he is recruiting receivers, that he's very close with a number of receivers. You saw over this big past weekend, the fact that you usually have your quarterback as the center, not just for on the offense, but on the defense. If you have a 5-star quarterback, kids want to win and they'll follow a leader. And usually your leader at that quarterback position becomes that guy. And if he's vocal and he begins building this class, which is already 3-4 in the nation, whatever you want to follow, whichever service you want to follow, it may be the thing that pushes USC, it almost guarantees USC that top 5 spot. But there are no guarantees in recruiting anymore. USC's got to go out there and play. They're selling a lot of Coach Henderson and a lot of development. They're going to need to get out there and show it on the field. And I believe they're going to. And that also will do a long ways to solidifying this class.